Good morning, my friends. Last Saturday, I came over here and I had wanted to show you my third level. I had just added it 2 days before, and the title of it was, have the worms found their way up yet? Well, they hadn't. That was kind of a big disappointment, but I had a few of you say, well, gee, I hope you'll go back and show us when and if the worms come up. So it'll be a surprise for both of us, I guess. And I haven't gone in there quite yet this morning, but I have been layering my goodies on there, and I'll just show you. This is my can of worms. Let me just go over that. It's a can of worms. It's got a bottom well where any liquids will drain down and then they drain out. There's a spigot that opens, closes, and I always keep this little container here with the two uh, quart containers, and the reason I keep, it's funny because the reason I keep these little there's 5 legs on it. I keep these little cups under there. I was told 13 years ago when I bought it that sometimes ants will get into your worm bin, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to keep that in my house. And somebody told me that if I kept cups there, it would deter them. I've never had ants in my worm bin, and so it's like, it worked. I don't know if it did or not, but that's the way it stays. And I think it keeps it cleaner. I can just sweep in around all that, and every week it gets, excuse me, every week it gets swept in around and it gets mopped in around, and so it keeps the whole system cleaner as a whole. Anyway, the top has a bunch of holes in it. These all come, and each one of these has maybe a couple hundred holes, I would think. And there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay, you'd think I'd know that after all these years. Anyway, okay, surprise, surprise. You can see that moisture forms on the top of the lid because it's moist in there. And the whole week I've been adding coffee grounds and coffee filters. You can see the filters here. And I had some vegetable peels and what have you. Last Saturday, I think I didn't really have too much of anything. And I'm trying to see what I just did with my little pitchfork. I don't see my little pitchfork. Son of a gun. Goodness. Let's check it for temperature first. It's 74 degrees in here. See if we have any change in temp. It's not really that. Let me just change the temperature on that. Back myself up here. Back. What did I do with my fork? Oh, wait. Let me take you out to the porch. Ooh, changing lighting. And there, I got my fork. My friendly little claw. I love this claw. Slow Joe is where my husband bought it. No, he didn't. He bought it at Gardener's Supply. I take it back. Okay, so now, temperature first. It's gone up to maybe 76, so it's really nothing much. And now we're going to start here in the back. Let's see. And it's really a thin layer because it's only been 9 days now. Anybody back there? Are we going to have another disappointing day? Wait. Hello, Wormy. Not many. I still think they're finding their way. There's a couple. See, one's in there. Still pretty wet. Good moisture. Let's put that side down. And again, it's a lot of heavy coffee grounds here. There's a little guy up on the top. There's more over here. It's a Saturday morning and they're probably going, wait, we wanted cartoons. Doesn't smell like anything. It all smells fresh, which I think is amazing. I swear if I left food rotting out on a counter, it would smell bad. But for these guys, it doesn't. Now to put it back neatly, because you guys know I'm like a neatnik. I'm not going to get it back there neatly, am I? So there's your answer. It takes about a week and a half for them to come. Because remember, they're down here. They're down in this one. And they're down in here. And actually, some of them have found their way down here. But the other day, I thought, gee, I'm not seeing any worms. And I usually don't see them on the top. I mean, I can have this thing almost, you know, like to this level and humped over because it will settle. And unless I go down underneath, they're not up in the top layers. Unless I suppose if I had something really gooey, they might be up in the top layers. But they don't seem to come up that far. Let me just put my little fork down here cleanly on the side. And what I'm going to give them today is, because they're already getting stuff, you know, every day I'm giving them coffee and coffee filters, and you can see some carrot peels back there. I think I made a slushie for them, you know, like a carrot pie, that kind of stuff. But this is the moringa leaves and stems. You can see. Now, this is what it looks like if I just take them and pulverize them. Okay, the moringa leaves. That I get a lot of these little stems if I'm doing basically the stems for ourselves. I just try to harvest the leaves, but you can see all those stems in there. So we're just going to give them that. This is a great protein, lots of vitamins for them. Yum yum, you know. There, that's a good feeding for them. Yeah, that little spot. And then this is the moringa after I've put it through the herb grinder with ground eggshell. You can see it comes out much finer. So actually what I'm going to do is since I've already given them a moringa, so I'm just going to put on some eggshell. They need to work on all of this stuff. I don't want to overfeed them. And I think that's the magic of this, is that I don't ever overfeed them. I have food every day, so I just lift the lid and throw it in. It's never anything big. I don't do big feedings. You know, it's a few strawberry tops, or it's a chopped up banana peel. Now that I've got how many of these worm bins going, this is the only can of worms. But now that I'm separating them and trying to multiply them, I'm running out of food. I'm going, geez, we need to come up with some other food sources. So it's been fun that I found the aloe and also the Drake elm leaves and shrimp shells, all the other things that I'm feeding them. So anyway, that was just, we're going to put the lid back down and pat it. And for my friend Patrick over on the west coast of Florida, I hope that you will invest in one of these can of worms, because I know that you would like it. And my friend Sandra out in Vancouver Island, she has one of these, and she loves hers. So it's the older version. Tumbleweed is the company who I think produces them or at least distributes them, and they're in Australia. And mine was from 2009. I don't know when she got hers, but I believe that the can of worms design has been, it just celebrated like its 25th year, I believe. So it's an oldie but a goodie. So anyway, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions about this can of worms, I think it's a great system. I wouldn't ever have to go any further than this one. If you only have room for one, I think this is this is the Cadillac of worm bins. So take care, everybody. And I hope to see you back real soon. Remember, garden what you've got. Have a great day. Bye-bye.